Hello and welcome to Pal Arinsal in Andorra, in the heart of the Pyrenees here in Europe. My name's Matt Payne. I'm going to be bringing you all of the race action here as we make our way around the various mountains, various activities out and around this amazing resort with well over 60 kilometers of dedicated mountain bike trails in the summer, 63k of ski trails in the winter. No matter what the weather, well, there is plenty to do, and it has been absolutely packed here all week at the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships. Our race arena, well, it's set in amongst some stunning mountains here. The uphill finish straight is also our start straight for the men's elite cross-country short track. This course is going to test our riders, and it is certainly a course that has produced some great surprises in the rest of our races. Now, let's take you through the XCC. What is XCC? It is short track or compact course, and that means it does exactly what it says on the tin. We set off with 40 or so riders out onto the course. Mass start. We're going to do a number of laps which are decided on the way through the race. The riders don't know at the start. They're going to be racing about that 20-minute marker, so it depends on how fast they go as to how many laps they are. First across the line should be putting on that rainbow jersey. Now, we have been here in some absolutely scorching heat, and the heat here, although it's 22 degrees in the shade, it feels like about 222 in the sun, and that is definitely affecting this track. The track just short of 1 kilometre in distance, 25 metres of elevation, but don't let that fool you because of where we are, high in the Pyrenean mountains, in the centre of this mountain range. It has been bathed in sun, and the terrain here is rocky. There's lots of natural terrain. We start with a tight right-hand turn. We have a tight left-hand turn that takes us onto the climb, drop down through the trees, climb back up through, and then the run into the finish with the 2 right-hand turns and a bridge on the way through where moves have been made all the way to the line in a variety of races. Now, with 1K, there's a lot of terrain to cover, and it's very much typical of the terrain you'll find here if you come out and ride. So we have a really dusty, dirty ground here. It is so dry at the moment. It is throwing up clouds of dust. We sent out multi-discipline world champion Tracy Mosley, who is no stranger to taking away a rainbow jersey out on course, and her feedback was very dusty, very slippery. It's going to be right on the edge all the way round. A lot of the technical sections are in the woods, where you can see there is a profusion of tree roots waiting to catch riders who are not attentive, or those that maybe get put offline. You have to practice all the lines because there are surprises hidden everywhere. The bedrock that comes through where the tracks are very frequently running down and used for all our courses here today are the sort of rocks that you just don't want on a ride to spoil your day. And our world champions at the end of today will have to have a trouble-free ride with 20 minutes. Now, Sam Gaze is our defending champion. An amazing race in Glasgow in Scotland, saw him defend his title from Leger. He is going to be looking to do it. The man who is one of the hot favourites to take it away from him, well, Tom Pidcock, the rider who will be looking to change what was a bronze medal in Glasgow for a gold medal. You can see that we have Victor Koreski, the man who took a silver medal last year, already warming up on form. Alan Hatley been looking very, very focused out and around the course. Could it be his day to break into those medals? Will it be his chance to take away a top spot? Sam Gates was one of only 2 people to take away a win. Christopher Blevins, who is racing, is the other world champion. They're all going to be watched over by the eagle eyes of our race referees, or commissaires as they're known in cycling. If you're new to cycling, I'm very aware that we have riders and fans new and old out and round, so we're going to try and put a little bit of information for absolutely everybody out there. And the first of the big bits of information, well, it's our start list. Alan Hatley at the top there of the Stones, Koreski and Pidcock. Who can forget that amazing Olympic battle? That was shoulder to shoulder. Lots of names further down down though. Charlie Aldrich could be on a breakthrough right here, been absolutely flying, and he loves technical courses. But all of these riders know they have to stay in contention if you are further down this race field. Here today, you've got a long way from the back of the race field to the front of the race field, and that is where you need to be. Now, the riders are lined up at the moment. You can see on the second row of the grid, Charlie Aldrich that we're talking about just now on the right-hand side. You can see Sam Gaze is there now. He doesn't get to wear that rainbow jersey that he won in Glasgow. He has to wear his national kit. Currently just emulating Rodan's thinker on the bike. He's a man for whom his post-race interviews are always entertaining. But we're going to see our riders drawn up to the line now. Simon Andreasen brought to the line, the man who so far his best in the World Cup short track this season is a 7th place. Is that an indicator that he is not going to be right at the sharp end of this? We'll have to see. He's up against Luca Bredo now. Bredo, a rider who has had a podium, won 3rd place in the World Cup, in the XCC World Cup so far this season. He's up against, of course, the former world champion, the first man to take an XCC title, the short track title, Christopher Blevins, and this is a fast track. Well, those skills that he honed, he grew up riding on BMX, on dirt, on the dust. He can use those skills today. He's got a fantastic sprint on him, but he's going to be up against Luca Schwarzbauer now. Schwarzbauer, the man who's promised so much, will today be the day he delivers. He's had a 2nd place, just a 1 podium in the World Cup. Really surprising when you put that in context. Some of our riders have had 3 or 4 podiums in the World Cup. Jonathan Saru, well, this man is a rider who we know can take away top spot in a major championship. He can handle that pressure. Can Saru break into the podiums this time round? One man who knows exactly what it is to be in top spot. Tom Pidcock, 1 World Cup win so far, the Olympic champion twice over, taking the win in Tokyo and in Paris at Elancourt Hill in a fantastic battle all the way through the woods and to the line with this man, Victor Koretsky of France. How sharp are his elbows today? This is going to be very interesting. Will he be out to see if he can take away the win? Koretsky, one of our riders that we know likes this course. He's a rider who we know loves to put the power down. He's going to be up against Alan Hatley, the man who, as African champion and South African champion, and of course right up there in the World Cup, he has taken a win and a 3rd place. The man with the best podium record, 2 wins for Koretsky and a 2nd place. That's the best record, but any one of these riders on the 1st to 2nd row going to be up there. Previous medalist Thomas Licher, who took his bronze medal in 2022, and Maximilian Brandl, a 3rd place, a bronze medal in 2021, lined up much further down the grid in 20th and 27th place on the grid respectively. But they know they're going to have their work cut out to catch the front row. The black New Zealand kit on the 2nd row there. That is Sam Gaze. Much fancied. Will he be able to get that ferocious sprint into gear? Will he be able to use those skills? Our riders lined up and ready to go. The commissaires in charge of the countdown. Those race referees making sure that the riders get a clean start. We have a traffic light system. If you've not seen short track before, we have red. There's no amber. It's straight to the green for go. And that is the point at which these riders can set off from the line. The Heartbeats race. It's time to show what they've got. We are away here at the UCI 2024 Mountain Bike World Championship short course, with Saru very much pushing his way to the fore there. He's got the whole shot round corner 1, Blevins into. Andreasen moves up on the left-hand side here. Hatley putting the power down on the inside, coming into this corner. Will he be able to take the smooth line round there? All about momentum and onto this. This is the first uphill section. It's super steep here. Can't describe to you how steep it is. Almost, if you stand there, put your arm out, you can almost reach down and touch the grass there. Big mass pack coming over the ditch, but we're into two lines here. The top line is marginally faster. And that looked like Schwarzbauer going all over the place on that descent coming down, and you've got to keep the speed down because on the exit it is a tighter turn. Get it right, it's almost as quick. So if there's traffic, you've got to make your way and pick your line. Most of the leaders going in and through at the moment, though. Good ride coming up from the second row of the grid by Charlie Aldridge, moving into third place at the moment. He's got Hatley behind him, then Blevins comes through. Saru still in the mix as well. Out from the woods. Tight right-hand turn here. A couple of ditches to cross on the way over and on the exit here. Big coming, kick coming from Pickup now. Tom Pickup, not known as the fastest starter in the world. That's probably the biggest understatement of today's show, because he's very rarely right up there from the word go. However, he's not going to panic. He knows that he can get there. He's going to try and pick his moment. And in a race as ferocious as this, with such a short timescale for the race, choosing your moment is key. A big long look around there by Aldridge, sitting in third wheel at the moment. They take that turn as they come in around. They're not far from our start-finish straight. They take the right-hand turn onto the bridge. Big steep kick it up over the bridge, drop down even steeper on the other side. And then it's another right-hand turn onto the tarmac of our start-finish straight. So up towards the line they go, just over 2 minutes, 2 minutes 15 to go in and through. Saru leading from Andreas and Aldridge, Hadley, Blevins, Koretsky. We've got a start off Spain, getting a lot of shouts out there. Sherman's on a good ride, moving up through that pack. Finney Castle also the same. Pierre de Froyman's had a good season. Will he be up there? Gunnar Holmgren, well, he'll be wanting to be up there. And Lidscher with a good start. He's moved from a long way down the pack, sitting in 20th position. He's got himself a little bit further up the field. You need to be in touch, though, as they go up this climb. Saru leading, move on the side of there. And that was Sherman's just trying to come round the long way. It's a long, long climb, though, before you drop in. And you want to stay in contention now. Big dive down the side there as they came in through. I think that was by Pidcock, who took that lower line that time round, choosing something slightly different. Just looking to try and make a move, and problems a little bit further back. This is definitely issues here for Cullen Estat of Spain. He's been down on the floor. He's just trying to fix that bike. He ran down. He's moved to one side here at the moment, but they're all coming past him, and it's heartbreak after what was a very good start by him on a race, of which, of course, he's going to know inside out. A lot of the riders being here up at altitude in the Pyrenees for a long time, 3-4 weeks for some of these riders. A lot of them coming here straight away after the Olympic Games and have basically stayed here to get used to the track, to riding and racing up in the high Pyrenees. So issues there. It looks like problems for Pickup. Was caught up in that traffic there as he came in through. He's gone further back down that field. He was sitting in 9th place as he came through the line last time round. The leaders are on the way through to complete lap 2 of 10. They're going to hit the line. It will be 8 laps to go. It's going to be a 10-lap race. And just taking a look there at the trouble behind. The race isn't over till it is over here in Andorra. Ian Powell, Arinsal, Saru leading them through once again. 4 minutes 28 of racing as they've come through to complete lap number 2. The top 10 covered by 6 seconds. The top 20 going to be just over 10 seconds by the look of it. 12 seconds coming through. So that is a big, big pack. Good move, though. It's getting through the line. Saru, Andreas and Koretsky, Hatley and Blevins all in touch. Aldridge right in the mix in 6th, with de Froyman in 7th. Sherman's in 8th. Vinnie Carson in 9th place, hovering. And at the moment, I'm not sure everybody wants to play too many cards too early here today, because we're seeing still a reasonable size pack at the front. They know that you can't go too early too soon. You want to make every single move count. and the issues out in that wooded section definitely doing some damage as they came through on the last lap. And the Olympic champion has been dropped right down the standings. Pidcock into 28th position as they came through the line last time. So clearly problems with the bike or with some equipment, I think, after that woodland section. So the Olympic champion with everything to do here. Sarou looking good on the front here, though. He knows where he wants to be. He wants to be out of trouble. He wants to be taking this out front with two riders in that front group, Koretsky and Sarou. Andreasen sandwiched in there along with Charlie Aldridge of Great Britain. There the riders moving through, and you can just see the red there of Andreasen of Denmark. He's jamming the French sandwich. Well, he's got to hope as he doesn't get squeezed out of it on the way in towards the line. Good ride at the moment, coming from Finny Carlson, really moving up. Martin Blooms of Latvia also moving his way up through that race field, which is getting the timing right, not going too early, keeping yourself in contention. He's going to be chasing in towards the line behind the Belgian rider coming through. So 3 laps of the 10 done. Sarou still leading through once again. Andreasen, Koretsky, Hadley Aldridge, Finny Carlson come through with Blevins and Sherman. Gaze inside the top 10 at the moment, though, giving away 7 seconds. The time will run out for him if he leaves it too much later. Here comes Pidcock, the Olympic champion. I don't think I would want to be in the team car heading home from the venue tonight after that. He's not one who takes disappointment, but he's also a rider who will force his way up. Big move by Blevins on the climb here. He's trying to move up as well, force his way up, but he had Aldridge there. The man mounting his Charlie Aldridge elbows out there, keeping him at bay, I think, as they come into the woodland. We'll see as they come down. Meanwhile, Sarou still leading these front riders. They're keeping themselves safe. They're keeping out of trouble as they come dropping down. And I think the rider who's gone back a little there was Koretsky, just moving back through. Schwarzbauer moving his way up. He was 11th at the line, but he's, I think, about to make contact for Germany to the back of this group. He's currently trying to close down on Sherman's, and if he's done that, is a big move by him because he's caught back a lot of time and he's made a lot of ground very quickly. He's got to get onto this group here. He's leading the chase behind. Just watching their technique coming up through here. Some of the riders just getting out of the saddle, kicking down. Always runs the risk that you're going to spin that wheel, or you're just going to lose a little bit of traction in, putting the power in and through. You see Pidcock come through, so he's closed a few more spaces. He's currently just ahead of number 30. That is Glenn of Norway. He's the next rider who was in the sights there as they've gone round. But this is the race lead coming round that turn from the VTEC zone. The chasers coming back towards them, though, starting to close it down. This is lap 4 of 10 that we are going to complete here today. Nearly 9 minutes of racing done already. Sarou again coming through on the front. He's the locomotive, really powering this train of riders, but is he going to run out of coal? He's going to run out of fuel. He's got to keep that power all the way in. You just can't afford to burn all of your energy just leading this race out and not have anything at the end. It's an uphill sprint just for added pain on the way in. The sadism of the course designers knows no bounds in putting this finish in that way round, and it really has finished off a number of riders. Another move being made there. You could see the look across as Pidcock came around. He's no stranger to that. The chase is on behind our leading group, though, and the second group now being led by Gaze goes round the shoulder there of Schwarzbauer, the man in the black and silver of New Zealand, making the move on the left-hand side. That just comes over the top of the German rider in the white there. Hasley just moving his way up through this group as well, just comes up into 4th place. Aldridge just dropping back into 5th position at the moment. Still the chase comes behind now at the end of that last lap. We're just going to see how many places Pidcock's made up. He's made 5 places in 1 lap. He's going to just about be able to make it if he could keep up that rate of progression, but of course it's not a linear journey by any stretch of the imagination as they come up on to the last sections coming out from the woodland. 2 French, 1 Dane. We've got 1 rider from the United States, 1 from the Republic of South Africa in the leading 6. We're going to see Vinnie Carster still in the mix, but at the moment, fighting with Shermans, with Schwarzbauer, with Gaze. Lichard on his way up towards that top 10 as well. And they're going to make contact. Gaze it is, who comes onto the back wheel of Shermans. The next gap down, that is coming down. That is going to be around about Bredo, I think, at the moment, sitting around about 14th, 15th position. I think it's came over the turn out of the woods. But this is the line. This is lap 5 of 10. This is half race distance. Andreasen with the bottle over the top, throws it to one side. Vinnie Carsten in the mix as well. Another big kick as they come down the straight through past that feed take zone. And lots of effort being made behind to try and close the gap. Everybody wants to be on the wheel of the flying Olympic champion. As we see Koretsky come round, Andreasen onto the climb to come on. We're going to see another big dig here to try and break clear. Saru holding the pace. Those trying to overtake have to come the long way round on the left-hand side, taking that extra distance. Gaze looks, he's always looking for a move. Are we going to see somebody dive down the inside? We are. I think that's Vinnie Carsten just trying to hold a different line. If there's a problem in the A line on the faster line of the 2 at the front of that train, it would move him a long way up, but no problems. These riders, the best in the world, out in action on this amazing course here in Palo Arinsal, the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships. The men's short track, the XCC, being led by our 2 Frenchmen at the front. Saru, who has been ever present at the front. Currently still the rider setting the pace, setting the tempo. Koretsky holding behind him, then Hathley of the Republic of South Africa currently in 3rd position. Well, the progression of Pidcock continues. Can he make his way back up to the front? Let's watch our leaders back through this descent, though, as they come back in. We've seen a few 2-wheel slides through here around this left-hand turn. I think there was an issue as they just came down that descent at the man who has made it hard for himself yet again. Tom Pidcock on the chase, on the pursuit. This is something we've seen time and time again. One day he's going to do it the easy way and right off the front. I'm waiting for that day, though, because he's not done it all that often. He's had to make it hard for himself. A multi-discipline rider, of course, who is going to be heading across to the Tour of Britain, in fact, after he's finished here at the World Championships. So going off to go ride a road stage race in his home nation. To the end of lap 6. No surprises, Jordan Saru still leading them through. Koretsky in there, look over his shoulder. He can just see the blue and white of France. The big shape of Victor Koretsky blocking that view back. They'll be getting updates from their team. They'll know what the gaps are. Back to the chasing group. They'll know where they need to go. Gaze again, just being distance coming around that section. He's again having to chase his way back on again. And again, Vinnie Carstensen taking that lower line. That's Sebastian Vinnie Carstensen of Denmark inside that leading group. Just looking for a way around, looking to be able to make a move up. But at the moment, France in command here on lap 7 of 10. We're coming up to 15 minutes very shortly of what should be a 20-minute race. That's the target time our race commissars are aiming for. You can see Koretsky pushing on the outside, going that long way round. Aldrich doing the same, just going offline off that smooth track that has been worn into the hillside, that tight inside line, saving distance, saving rolling resistance. And with time running out for our riders, as we're going to come in to our 8th lap next time out, currently on lap 7. Those riders sitting behind the French duo are going to be working out where they're going to go. They're going to have a game plan in their head. They're going to be thinking about at what point do I make a move dangerously. Christopher Blevin still in the mix here The rider who has taken a win behind him, it's the man who's taken the last 2 wins in the World Championship. So Blevins being tracked by Gaze, the 2 former champions in this discipline, separated by a little bit of ground. We'll see what that time gap is at the line. It's only going to be a few seconds, but seconds are going to count, because every time you're closing that gap down, it's more energy. And what, you know that phrase that you hear, watch out, he's behind you? Well, he is. Pidcock is on his way. He went from 28th as they came through the line. That time, 13th position for the Olympic champion as he makes his way through the group. Will he make it? Well, I'm not even going to dare speculate one way or the other. If he does take away a win here, it'll be another spectacular ride. But there's a lot of riders between him and the front of the race. He's absolutely burying himself. He knows where the front of that race is. He'll be getting the time checks, he'll know he's making ground. He knows he's using a lot of energy, and he had to use everything in all his previous races before. He's going to need to use everything and more again today. Not sure what's in the reserve tank, but he's going to need something as he makes his way. He's going to join the back of this group, which is being tailed by Luca Bredo. The front of the race pretty much unchanged for the last few laps. A little bit of shuffling on the way through. Gaze goes through, just takes the right-hand line. The exit coming out of the wood, the right-hand side has a slightly deeper ditch, so you have to pop the bike over it, and it doesn't have quite such a good exit, but inherently just a little bit quicker. And not always the line the riders would choose every single time, because you're looking to make sure you stay out of trouble. Now Andreasen in the red of Denmark, sitting on the wheel of Blevins. Blevins moving up, choosing to move his way through there. He's moved up into 3rd position. So we have France in 1 and 2, the United States of America in 3, Denmark in 4, the Republic of South Africa in 5, Great Britain in 6 at the moment. But that can all change with that is going to be Germany in 7 coming through. So Schwarzbauer looking like he is going to be back with the leading group as we come in. This will be lap 8 complete. It is 2 laps to go. The race is on. Saru leads through, but this train has reformed. There's a few carriages being coupled back on again, and right at the back, almost in touching distance, is Pidcock. As they come in over the line, he's in 12th position. He's continued. He's only got another place though that time round. Has he just taken a little bit of a pause with a couple of laps to go? He needs to do some regrouping. He cannot go full bore all the way to the finish. Saru is having to do it. He's been leading this out time and time again, but look at this. Koretsky is the man who is in the lead. He's the man who's now moved to the front. He's decided he does not want to let this slow down enough to let people get back on that group. It's starting to inform, and now Victor Koretsky has opened the throttles on the climb. He's started to open the pace, and it's forcing a gap. Andreasen now losing ground to Aldridge. The man from Denmark needs to close the gap down. He's got to get back on to the rider from Great Britain's wheel. Meanwhile, Koretsky continues to push here. Just pumping the bike over the terrain, just keeping the momentum moving. But the 2 Frenchmen have not shed Blevins, so there is a gap opening now to Hadley. This is a sustained push now by Koretsky. He wants to bring this group down. Will he be able to chip away this 3-man break on the front? Will he be able to continue to pull this clear? He's opening a gap on Saru here. At the moment, he's opening up, so Koretsky is going. I think Saru has got nothing left. He's been on the front for so long. Aldrich has seen the problem. He's seen the Frenchman there. That was an arm out there as well. That was "you're not coming" bust there from Saru. Anybody who tells you that cycling is a non-contact sport, well, they're probably a commissaire, because the riders will tell you something different. Again, Koretsky in the race lead, being chased though by Aldridge in pursuit. It's only a matter of seconds now. Saru is blown. There's nothing left there. He's going backwards at the moment. He's thrown the anchor out the back, and now it's going to be all about who can answer Victor Koretsky. This is going to be a battle. It is the last lap. It's the last ascent of the hill. Who's got something left? Blevins is hovering again round the top three here, but this climb is going to be instrumental in whoever takes away the medals of whichever colour, and they're holding them at bay. Saru just about crawls to the top. He holds his body over the top of that climb. He'll want to try and pick up as many places as he can. He wants to be in position. Koretsky now looking good. Timing being everything at the moment. He's an absolute Swiss watch on the way round. The man from France doing the business here. And at the moment, continuing to keep that gap to Aldridge. Aldridge only a few seconds back in second. Blevins holding from the United States in third. Saru and Hadley, they're all thereabouts, but they just can't match the pace at the moment of Koretsky. Hadley in the green and gold, and Blythe there out of the saddle. He knows what the distance is. We've got the ascension out of the woods. We have the tight left turn. We go through past that, seeing the feed tech zone. We've got that tight left where we've already seen issues with Aldridge and Saru going round as Koretsky put the throttle down and opened up the gap. Surely this is enough now for Koretsky to hold, and he can't afford to make any mistakes. He comes round. Aldridge is carrying that pace. He's got Blevins behind him. What is left? Who has got their sprinting legs on today? Koretsky's going to come onto the straight first. He surely knows that this is the way to come back after the Olympics. He's going to take away the gold medal. He is the world champion. It's going to be a silver medal for Charlie Aldridge of Great Britain and a bronze medal for Alan Hatley of the Republic of South Africa. Blevins, the former champion, is going to come in fourth position. And Jordan Saru, there's nothing left. He was almost taken by Luca Bredo on the line. Andreassen's going to come through for seventh after a fantastic race. And Tom Bidcock, he didn't have enough to come back after that issue. Really interesting to see what it was that caused that problem for him to go back, just hammed out of sight. That was not to be the Olympic Champions Day. However, the man who took away the win, Victor Koretsky, is going to take that. There's some tired bodies about on the bike there. Riders going all over the place. Jens Schurman's, after that early start, I think he's gone past his limit, and you can see just how much dust is being kicked up across this finishing straight by the riders coming through. But what a win. This is going to be a very popular win. Victor Koretsky, a very popular man. The team he rides for are having an astounding season. So far, there's some real great atmosphere in that team, and it is rubbing off. Riding for France today, he is going to be pulling on those rainbow stripes very shortly indeed, something that he has desperately wanted. But you can see that 21 minutes and 49 seconds of racing saw Victor Koretsky take away the win as the riders inside that top 30 just still coming in and through. 1 minute 45 to 30th place there. That is a big old time gap. Well, contrasted emotions there from our race winner and family to the man who was one of our hog favourites coming into this race. Not to be his day at the office here in the short track World Championships. Fantastic action in the men's race. A brilliant riding by the man on your screens, Victor Koretsky of France. He gets the congratulations from Sam Gaze there, the man who took victory in the previous championship, a man who took away that victory from Victor Koretsky, who got silver last time out in Glasgow. This time round, he takes away top spot. So the congratulations there, John Saru as well. And I think that was one of those days where having a teammate doing the work on the front, making everybody else chase, Well, that may have been the day, and that could have been the difference. You can see that French team all together at the finish. We're going to try and grab hold of Victor Koretsky, along with pretty much the rest of the world, I think, who are there to the finish line. You can see Koretsky sprinting his way to that finishing line on the right of your screen, on the left-hand side of your screen. The time gets there. Koretsky taking top spot, Aldrich taking second, and Hatley taking bronze. Blevins, former champion, ahead of Jordan Saru, Bredo, Andreasen, Picot, Schwartzbach and Blooms, the riders who make up the top 10 in your results. Top 10 separated by 26 seconds at the end of that near 22-minute race. Well, the congratulations continue for Victor Koretsky, and we will be shortly hearing what it means to him, if he can put into words just what has happened to him. What a victory, and I think the T-shirt says it all. There's one way to inspire the generation, that is put riders in front of them. It's another way to inspire the next generation when Dad becomes a world champion. There's going to be some very happy riders on our podium. There'll be some slightly disappointed riders, I think, but they're all going to reflect back on what a tough race they've had here today, and how maybe it was the French who worked together, who were there in numbers at the front of the race all the way through the race. Did that make ultimately the difference that paid off for Koretsky? We will have to find out. Make sure you keep up with the riders on the way round, but I think we can hear it direct from our race when he's just making his way down to interview. Victor Koretsky, the man who got his timing absolutely superb. He went early, he didn't leave it to a last-minute dash through the trees. Let's hear what our world champion Victor Koretsky has to say.
Victor, last year it was obviously a silver medal in this event. Now you've upgraded, you've got the gold, you've got the rainbow jersey. You are the 2024 UCI mountain bike world champion in the men elite short track.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm super happy about this win. Yeah, I had a lot of win on World Cup, but never on the world, and yeah, I'm so happy to wear this jersey finally. Yeah, I think my last short track races were super good. I was always on the top 5 all the season. So yeah, definitely it's my discipline and it's my distance, my favorite distance. But I'm so looking forward for the XCC Sunday. I'm in good shape and I want to continue like that the whole weekend. But yeah, to wear this jersey on XCC, it's so nice. And here in Andorra, it's almost like winning France because it's super close. And I live not so far from here, so I have all my family here. And yeah, I'm so proud to be a world champ.
Talk us through that defining moment where you attacked, you got a gap and you held it. Was that the strategy?
I don't know. Here it was difficult to have the strategy because it's a super tough track and it's always difficult to overtake. When you can overtake, it's here on the final line on the asphalt, on the tarmac, and yeah, you want to rest at this time of the track. So yeah, it was super tricky, and on the forest it was super dusty. So I didn't have the plan before the race, but I really wanted to attack early on the race to don't have any problem on the final lap.
Congratulations, enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Fantastic to hear from him there, and not too far from his home, which is always good when you have the family there to cheer you on. They certainly worked for Koretsky today. So of course it was his plan, it wasn't the strategy. He went when he could, and the finishing straight, it is the only placement. That's where you want to rest on this circuit here today. A fantastic race, lots of race action, ultimately with victory going to Victor Koretsky of France. our riders are just being ready for the podium, and you can see another of our French riders there. The signature going on to the T-shirt there. The riders' duties, they very rarely end, and it's always great when we've got youngsters. There's been loads of riders of all ages out and around. I think from pretty much 3 to about 83. I think I've seen the riders out on the course, out and around the venue, watching the race action here at Pal Arinsal in Andorra. It's an amazing mountain bike world championship venue, perched high on the mountainside here, and it's certainly seen some fantastic racing from our riders. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, of course, going to be on the podium, a former short track winner, but not to be today. But a rider who's maybe now reflecting back, it could well be she has one more race to go as a mountain biker. But this is Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, and you can't kind of discount anything from her, whatever she tries. Heading out onto the road next, just having signed for a new commercial road team, so going to be taking on something different. Her ambition to be in the Tour de France. Well, let's take a look back at today's race action. Here at the 2024 Mountain Bike World Championships from Andorra, the men's elite short track race set off with a bang. A real explosion from that start for Jordan Sarou. Blevins moving up, Andreasen in the mix early on. Hatherley right in close attention. There were issues further back, and I think that was Pidcock going down underneath Schwarzbauer there that took him out of the action. It looks to me like the helmet of Pidcock there, so I think it was Pidcock who made the mistake, who hit the deck, and over the top came Schwarzbauer. Got to get that confirmed though. It's a long shot going in. It left Pidcock chasing that leading group, dominated by Sarou, who really led them round time and time again. Aldridge, Andreasen, Koretsky and Blevins in close attention, but it was Koretsky who in the end was able to put in a move. He distanced the rest. Aldridge was left chasing with Blevins. Sarou started to go backwards, and at this stage you could see that Alan Hatherley, sitting in fourth position, was out of the potential for getting a medal. Koretsky though, no mistakes from him coming in to the finish. He takes away the win. It was a second for Aldridge, and in the sprint for the line there, it was a third place for Alan Hatherley. Great racing, amazing action, and definitely a tough day at the office for some, a better day for others. And of course, all of our riders want to leave their workplace today with that rainbow jersey. They'll be receiving those very shortly, and we will be bringing you the podium. But if you've been with us so far, thank you very much for watching. My name is Matt Payne, bringing you the race action from here in Pal Arinsal in Andorra. So fantastic racing here today. Make sure you catch up with all of the action across social media on your TV screens. We've got lots of great racing. We have the Downhill International here, the XCO. Great races. I'm not going to give you any spoilers whatsoever. The crowd's been entertained all the way through, in between everything from slacklining to our stilt walkers. There's been some fantastic action, lots of great activities for our kids, and a lot of happy families. I can just see G there, Mr. Richards himself on the sideline with he's just taking a little look across there, waiting for our podiums here today. We will bring you those, and our top three riders up on the stage very shortly. We just got to get all those very happy and very excited riders to the podium, all at the right time, in the right clothes, in the right kit, Unfortunately, that's the job of our race referees, and got to say a massive thank you to everybody who is here on site, all of our fantastic army of volunteers, as well as our officials from the various national governing body and the local representatives, and of course the UCI, who make all of the racing happen. Our commissaires, they have the tough job of making sure that all the racing is fair and all the riders obey the rules. They're going to be kept busy all the way through the race weekend.
10 seconds.
Fantastic racing. We've seen great racing in the men's race, but let's take a look back at our top three in the women's competition. A top three today. Great ride by the former Olympic champion Jenny Rizved's coming through the race field, able to overtake the long-time podium rider, put Pinsey in her bump to take third place. But the battle for first and second came down to that run to the line, that final climb up the tarmac. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot led out, but it was the power of Evie Richards that saw her in the last 5 pedals Strauss power away and take away the World Championship win. So time for our riders to make their way to the stage, the culmination of their efforts in training, all those weeks in practice, all the skills. This is what it's all for, that moment on the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships in Arinsal, Andorra.
Senyores i senyors, benvinguts a la cerimònia protocolària del Campionat del Món de Mountain Bike UCI 2024 a Pal, Arinsal.
Award ceremony of the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships Women Elite Short Track.
Cerimònia protocolària dels campionats del món de mountain bike de la Unió Ciclista Internacional 2024 Short Track Elite femení.
The medals and jersey will be presented by Mr. José Luis López Cerón, UCI Management Committee member.
Medalles i el mallot seran lliurats pel senyor José Luis López Cerón, membre del comitè de direcció de la UCI.
In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing Sweden.
Tercera posició i guanyadora de la medalla de bronze, representant a Suècia,
Jenny Rizved's.
So good to see Jenny Rizved's back on the podium at a World Championships. A rider who's had tough times and overcome them. An absolute inspiration to so many people. Receives a bronze medal.
In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing France.
segona posició i guanyadora de la medalla d'argent, representant a França,
Pauline Ferrand-Prévot.
What can you say about Pauline Ferrand-Prévot that's not been said already? Arguably the greatest rider of all time. Her Olympic champion takes second.
In first place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Great Britain.
en primera posició, campiona del món, UCI, i guanyadora de la medalla d'or,
Evie Richards.
Well, and the 2015 World Championships here in Arinsal. I had the pleasure of standing next to Evie Richards' parents as she was on that World Championship podium this time around. They're looking on from the stands as she pulls on that iconic rainbow jersey, but the emotion ran through the whole crowd here as Evie Richards is presented with the jersey and that gold medal.
The gift
la senyora Eva Sansa, cònsol major de la Massana i presidenta del Comitè d'Honor.
Our top three riders presented by local dignitaries by Arinsal with the flowers here. A fantastic welcome by all of the people here today, and fantastic to see our riders basking in the glory. I think somebody's already got their name ready for that bike that Evie has on there. Continue to inspire, I'm sure, a whole nother generation of riders.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our new UCI World Champion, we present the national anthem of Great Britain.
I ara, senyors i senyors, en honor a la nostra nova campiona del món, us presentem l'himne nacional de la Gran Bretanya.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your applause.
What a moment for all three medalists. With the rider centre stage, your world champion for 2024. It is Evie Richards with that gold medal. The silver medal going to Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, and the bronze going to Jenny Rosas. Great Britain, France and Sweden on our stage here today. The riders, well, they're going to have their duties as medalists commencing. All three riders experienced at being on that podium. A range of emotions, I'm sure, for all three of them as they receive those medals, and a range of emotions going forward. Riders at the start, the middle, and apparently heading towards the end of their mountain bike careers. Let's see if that transpires. Plenty more action to come from here in Arinsal in Andorra, the 2024 Mountain Bike World Championships. Our women's podium ceremonies almost complete. More duties for the riders, though, on their way in and through. Great to see such fantastic action in both the women's elite and the men's elite races here in the sunshine on top of the mountain. So the riders all done and dusted in the women's podium. They're going to be making their way off stage. The podium will be reset, ready for our next presentation for the race we've just seen in action. A action-packed race being led at the front, the battles all being fought behind. Not without incidents for a number of riders. It does mean that they are going to be looking to take away maybe a better result in some of our other races here on the World Championships on top of Arinsal. This amazing venue for our podiums and our races. Our next podium is going to be the men's elite short track podium. We've just seen a brilliant race, one that didn't come down to a sprint for first, but still those podium medals being decided by a sprint. You've got to feel for Christopher Blevins, the man who took away 4th place here today, our inaugural winner of the championships back in 2021. Christopher Blevins of the United States, who was just out-sprinted in that run to the line. He did finish ahead of Jordan Saru, going through to round out the top 5 after leading the race for so long.
Yep, but that's why we love this sport. Dans quelques instants, évidemment, notre prochaine cérémonie protocolaire qui sera celle chez les élites hommes. XCC, le circuit court, ici pour les championnats du monde.
So we had a fantastic men's race here in Arinsal in Andorra. The track living up to expectation, full of slips, slides and incidents. Positioning absolutely key. That brutal climb up after the second corner, really making life difficult as you come around those turns, really making life hard, having to go the long way around the outside, making it difficult to come back if you did have issues en route. And that means that the riders who make up our top 3 are the riders who kept it together right the way to that finish, stayed out of trouble and chose their moments well. Fantastic racing from all of them, and a real battle to the line. So let's take a look at our top 3 riders here in the Men's Elite Short Track World Championship. Well, great win for Victor Koretsky. He took away top spot ahead of Charlie Aldridge coming through the second. The sprint to the line was enough, though, in that battle behind it. It was all about who chose the moment, who had something left, and Koretsky had plenty there. The man taking away top spot, Victor Koretsky off for second place, going to Great Britain's Charlie Aldridge behind. They were so close. And you can see what it means to these riders. So let's bring you our riders up on to the stage. Let's bring you the medal ceremony for the Men's Elite Cross Country Short Track.
Award ceremony of the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships Men Elite XCC.
Cerimònia protocol·lària dels campionats del món de mountain bike UCI en la categoria Short Track Elite masculí.
The medals and jersey will be presented by Monsieur Thierry Maréchal, President UCI Mountain Bike Commission.
Les medalles i el mallot seran lliurats pel senyor Thierry Maréchal, president de la Comissió de Mountain Bike de la UCI.
In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing South Africa.
Tercera posició i guanyador de la medalla de bronze, representant South Africa,
Alan Hatherley.
So Alan Hatherley of South Africa takes his first medal in the Short Track Championship, taking away a third place in the bronze medal.
In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing Great Britain.
Segona posició, guanyador de la medalla d'argent, representant a Gran Bretanya,
Charlie Aldridge.
A second place for Charlie Aldridge of Great Britain, a silver medal. A man with a bright future ahead, and a man who really has shown that this is no surprise this season.
In first place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing France.
En primera posició, campió del món, guanyador de la medalla d'or, representant a França,
Victor Koretsky.
Very popular win for the man who took silver in the cross-country short track in Glasgow. He now takes away the gold medal, the rainbow banded jersey, the 2024 UCI World Champion Victor Koretsky of France.
membre del comitè del honor.
Well, I think we know where that bike is going to be headed. Victor joined here by his family, not far from his home.
So much will be presented by Mr. Thierry Maréchal, President UCI Mountain Bike Commission.
El rellotge d'Isot serà presentat pel senyor Thierry Maréchal, que és el president de la Comissió de Mountain Bike de la UCI.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our new UCI World Champion, we present the national anthem of France.
Senyors i senyors, en honor al nostre nou campió del món, us presentem l'himne nacional de França.
A fantastic race that saw our riders battling it out right to the line. Victor Koretsky, though, your world champion for 2024 in the men's elite short track race here today. Charlie Aldridge taking away second place in the silver medal, and Alan Hathley taking third and that bronze medal. Fantastic racing in the men's and women's racing, all part of the 2024 UCI Mountain Bike World Championships on Pal Arinsal in Andorra. Lots of great action, lots of great racing out and around a huge variety of the terrain here in the mountains. Fantastic action to watch. Please do catch up with it on social media. Watch all that you can because it is going to be thrilling. Don't forget, these riders now, their duties, well, it continues onwards because they are going to be making their way out to the various things they have to do. I think the first may well be to make sure that bike heads in the right direction for Victor. The two world champions, though, are going to be making their way up onto the stage together, our men's elite and our women's elite champions. So a couple of quick pictures first, though, for the two Great Britain riders. A gold and a silver, good result for the riders from Great Britain. A French and a Great British world champion, Victor Koretsky and Evie Richards on stage. Evie Richards taking away the win in the women's elite short track, followed by Victor Koretsky in the men's elite short track. Congratulations to them, thank you to them and all of our riders for keeping us entertained on the way through. Looks like some work is never done. What a surprise, that's what we want to see. If you can write down that he wants to be in the Trials Championship, one of the many disciplines that are awarded by the UCI, the governing body of cycle sport around the globe. The Trials Championships taking part in part of the World's Urban Championships over in Abu Dhabi. Well, that's the way to get the practice in. Roll up on to the podium.
Sorry, wrong size, Charlie.
Well, what a great image to round out just why mountain biking is such a great sport and why it is considered such a big family. The family will all be reunited. We've got lots more action coming from the mountain bike venue. There's lots of races here in Pal Arinsal. I must thank you to everybody in Pal Arinsal who has hosted us thus far, making mountain biking welcome once again. Multiple World Cups over the years, the Mountain Bike Championships in 2015 and in 2024. Slightly different tracks, slightly different terrain, but you can't change the fact we are up in the middle of the Pyrenees at altitude in some of the most stunning scenery. It should be on every mountain biker's bucket list to come and ride. Tick it off that bucket list, get out on the trails and tracks. So whether you are a world-class rider or whether you're making your first steps into mountain biking, do make sure that you add this to your list of places that you want to go ride. Absolutely something for everybody. And it doesn't matter whether you're riding a standard bike, e-bike, whether you are a rider who's into getting air, or whether you're just happy getting as much oxygen as you can on something maybe a little bit tamer, then make sure that you are here and keeping yourselves hydrated and entertained, as I'm sure our crowds will be very shortly indeed as they head off. We do have a couple more duties for our medalists to do. Those championship jerseys, the iconic jerseys. We've already seen some of our stars signing their fans' jerseys in the ship of podium for Andorra. We're probably going to see exactly the same thing with those World Championship jerseys very shortly. It is one of those traditions that goes across all of the disciplines. So there we go. Yeah, they're back at it again. Evie Richards, she's so fast. So we have Victor Koreski and Evie Richards are going to be doing the signing of those jerseys, and a helping hand there by Evie, just to make sure that the jersey is pulled tight there. In fact, she's exchanged the jerseys. So fantastic to see that they are there. A fantastic set of races in the short track. It's been a pleasure putting words to the action. My name is Matt Payne. I have absolutely loved the short track as ever. One of my favourite races. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much. So please do make sure you catch up with all of the race action from the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships. But from me, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Mr. Lopez, guest of honor to the UCI. In first place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Canada.
Primera posició, campiona del món i guanyadora de la medalla d'or representant Canadà,
Isabella Holmgren.